Hello everyone, and welcome to my farming guide. This will be my allotment run guide. Doing allotments is usually quite cheap and gives a decent amount of experience. These are the patch locations shown in the order done in the video. Whenever you're growing allotments, you can also grow flowers and herbs at the same time for profit usually. These are the tools required, shown here. Additionally, you'll need some levels and items. Getting around is shown here. These are the best ways and usually quite easy to get. It's recommended that you also have magic secateurs and Supercompost to increase your XP. To start with, you'll need a rake, spade, a seed dibber and a watering can. Additionally, you'll need some seeds, allotment seeds and herb seeds if you're doing them. Lore runes and fire runes for Trollheim teleport is good. Nectar file for getting to Port Phasmatus, a skills necklace for getting to Ardown, and a Camelot teletab for getting to Catherby. Go to your bank and withdraw all your buckets if you're making compost. And the last teleport is the Explorer's Ring 3, which will teleport you to the Falador patch, as you can see here. Once you've teleported here, run a little bit to the north, and this will take you to the allotment patch. If you're making your own Supercompost or compost, first thing you should do is open up the compost bin and use your bucket on the compost bin to get your compost. Once you've done this, exchange the tool Leprechaun and put all your compost away. Then take 3 back out and then start harvesting your allotment. In this case, I'm using or growing watermelon. Watermelon is the only allotment that will create super compost if you put the harvest into the compost bin. All the others except tomato will make compost, and tomato will make rotten tomatoes, so don't even bother with tomatoes. Once you've harvested all the watermelon you can, start putting them in the compost bin. This is only if you're making your own compost. If you're not, then just use the watermelon on the tool Leprechaun and he'll note the items for you, so you can carry lots of harvest at the same time. Continue using watermelon on the compost bin until it's full, and then you can close it, and this will take roughly a couple hours, an hour or so, to decompose and turn into compost. Once you've finished your harvest, use Supercompost on the patch, and then use your seed on the patch as well. And I actually forgot there, but you should use the watering can on it as well to get it growing faster. Once you've done the first patch, move on to the second one, and just repeat the same process. If you haven't filled your compost bin, fill that up first before you start noting your allotments. But anyway, continue on with your allotment patch. After you've done both of these, you should move to your herb patch. As shown here, I'm doing snapdragons, but whatever herb you can at whatever level you want. Pretty much all of the herbs will make you money, so except Torstol, I think, is the only one that doesn't make money on average. But anyway, just harvest those, use the super compost, and note up the herbs that you get, and then continue on. The next patch I'll be going to will be Trollheim. It's very handy to have completed Edgar's Ruse, which will give you access to the Trollheim teleport. Makes it extremely useful in getting to here. Additionally, if you want to, you can complete Love Story and then complete the little mini side quest thing where you can chip your house teletabs to take you to Trollheim as well. But anyway, once you're here, make your way to the patch as shown in the video here. You can rewind if you missed any of that. Once you make it up to the top of the mountain, make your way to the patch and start harvesting it. This patch will be immune from disease, so you don't actually have to use compost on it, but compost will increase your yield, so you should use it anyway. But it won't affect its survival because it won't die anyway. Once you've finished this herb patch, the next patch will be Port Phasmatus, which is the easiest way to get here is by using the Nectar file. If you don't have this, then Canifus is quite close in the other direction. once you've teleported to Port Phasmatus, make sure you let the game automatically refill your ecto file. There's nothing worse than not filling it, because the next time you'll have to run all the way to Port Phasmatus. It's a long walk, so just remember to refill your ecto file before you head out. Run a little bit to the west from Port Phasmatus, and this will take you to the Port Phasmatus allotment patch. Once you're here, just repeat the same process as you did at the Felidor patch by grabbing some buckets from the tool leprechaun and grabbing your Supercompost or compost from the compost bin, and then just repeat the same process. I'll speed the video up now by double for the rest of the video, and it's pretty much the same deal for the rest of the farming patches. So that's pretty much all the basic things that you need to know down pat already. As I said before, allotments give a decent amount of experience. You should expect to get around 10,000 to 15,000 experience if all your harvests survive, which is quite good for about 20 minutes work, especially at low levels like level 1 till about level 50. Allotments are really good because they give quite a good amount of experience for a very small cost, especially for potatoes and onions. The seeds are, I think, 1 GP each, very inexpensive. But for higher levels you probably don't really need to do allotments, not really, unless you're doing watermelons for Supercompost, in which case you make quite a bit of money off the Supercompost. But other than that, there's no real point for high levels because the experience is relatively low compared to some of the other ways to get experience. You'll notice here that all my watermelon patches survive. This is because I've planted protection in the flower patch, which is white lilies, as you can see there. White lilies are good if you can get them. I think you get them from the Felidor mole boss, I guess you could say. You get it from him by using the Felidor shield when you hand in your mole skins or claws. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's the skins. And then you also get a white lily seed. This will protect all allotment patches, so you never have to, basically never have to replant in that patch again, and your allotment patches will never die if that is planted. There's also some of the other flowers will also protect your allotments, such as nasturtiums will protect watermelons, and I think marigolds will protect potatoes. And I can't remember all the other ones, but I might write it in the description, so if you want you can check that for all the flower protection that they offer for the allotments. But there is no protection for herb patches. They're basically done on your own with your, and you're basically risking the seed, but you should make money from those, so don't worry about that. If you don't want to protect your allotments with your flower patch, you can instead pay the farmer nearby to protect your crops. They won't accept coins. You'll have to pay them in some other form of harvest, and I'll probably put those in the description, but I don't really recommend doing that because you can just plant in the flowers pretty cheaply, and you know, then you don't have to pay every single time you plant an allotment. And I don't really only recommend doing that for watermelons anyway, because they're the most expensive. Yeah, so that's pretty much all there is to protecting your crops. As I said, magic secateurs earlier, they will increase your yield by, I think it's 10%, which is really good because it means basically 10% more experience, or around that. And yeah, so that's always welcome. There's various other items in the teleports area. I've just put the recommended ones. You don't have to use those. You can simply use standard teleports or some alternative teleport like spirit trees or something, but those are just the easiest ways that I've shown. For instance, the skills necklace is really close and basically unlimited. You can always buy another one and recharge them if you need to get to the R down patch. You can also use the R down cloak teleport if you have level 3 or 4 cloak, which is highly recommended if you do have that. But and then there's other things like the ectofile, which requires Ghosts Ahoy. So you know that requires a quest, but it's pretty easy, and most people have an ectophile, so, and it is the best way to get to Port Phasmatus by far. And things like that, you can always alter your teleports around in any of my guides, but these are just the ones that I recommend most of all. As you can see here, the last patch died, so it was pretty much an entire trip of XP, and I got just under 15,000 XP. As you can see there, also got 29 herbs, and I think it was 120 watermelons noted, as well as 60 put into the compost bin, so it's 180 watermelons harvested. You should expect to get over 100 allotment and about 25 to 35 herbs, if they all survive. And that's pretty much it. At the end here, I've slowed it down because I've chosen to fill up my tool leprechaun with buckets for the next trip, so it's got 31 buckets in there. Just note before you run back to the bank here, just note how many buckets you need to re-grab. In this case it was 12, and as you can see there, it's 31 out of 31 buckets in the leprechaun. And after that, just take Supercompost back to the bank. Thanks for watching.
I could stay away